Did we see fast points yesterday? Sure, we did.
Yeah.
Did we see two 30-second points in a row? No, we didn't. All day yesterday.
No. Nope.
That has to be in your repertoire, though. You have to
practice it, right? Because at some point you're going to have to be able to execute it, and it's not easy to execute.
I don't care what team you are. At some point in time during a tournament, at the pros all the way down to the lowest division, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you will be down 2 or 3 points with only a couple minutes left and barely any time. You have to score a couple 30, 40-second points. And if you don't know how to do that, that's it. Game's over.
Well, and it's almost like muscle memory. It's not just knowing how to do it; it's understanding that you can do it because you've done it so many times in practice. You've gone through the frustration of not being able to do it. You've gone through the frustration of learning what doesn't work, what might not work, and finally honing in like what works.
And the most important thing is that mental element of it, the first part of what you said, because it goes against all the tendencies in which you play a normal point.
I'm going to go play really stupid right now.
That's why when we say something like, oh, okay, they have enough time to play a standard point, well, what that means is they don't need to needlessly risk flying bodies down the field or being in a situation where your one has to get in a spot, put a guy in and make a move through a lane that he knows there's paint going through. Those are all things that you tell your guys not to do. But when you need 2 30-second points, okay, well, you throw that game plan out, the standard game plan out the window. It's a totally different mindset now, and you have to be simulating that in practice.
100%. And the more you can do it in practice, the more success you'll have at executing at the events. And then you can go back and address why you're down by those points in that match and put yourself in that situation.
So we're here watching D3 matchup. If you're just joining us, DC Hayes and Caprock. It's been mostly DC Hayes and the Iceman and Proedge Paintball Factory, and it's been all the Icemen so far.
Kind of mirrored matches, right?
But a lot more time. The only difference is the 7 minutes almost left in this match. So if Proedge can do the same thing that Caprock just did, pull it to 3-1, I mean, even if they burn through 3 minutes, they're still going to have a chance to go with a standard game plan and not have to risk that staggered reckless attack.
Proedge has been struggling with survivability and then offense as well. Like we talked about, you're going to lose a guy here and there, right? But on this field, you can't afford, when you lose a guy, to just stop playing paintball and play defensively and hope the other team doesn't come down the field and smash you, because they're going to. You have to keep attacking on those snakes. Like you said, you can't do it recklessly. You can't just fly down the field, but you have to constantly push, and if they give it to you, you've got to take those bunkers. Otherwise, you're going to lose that point.
It's the push problem that Proedge is having, but because they're losing so many bodies for no reason out of the bunkers, the survivability is a big problem right now for Proedge Paintball Factory.
Beautiful day here in just north of Dallas, Texas. That's a giant paintball facility. If you're in this area, come out and visit Bear and Gio and see the amazing field they've built, an amazing complex.
I want to go play those.
I do too. We got to find an excuse for Gio to fly us out for a big game. Here we go. LVP Iceman versus Proedge Paintball.
Iceman take a pretty conservative breakout. They do risk a body out wide to the snake side. Buddy makes it clean, so 5 wide for them. And it looks like they are going to be shooting a body on the break, so things are continuing to work out for the Iceman. Here on your screen.
Maddie, I think what I've seen from Proedge that kind of concerns me is in each one of these last 2 points that they've been down, they haven't been playing like they've been down. They haven't been playing offense very well. They've just been getting shot at the primary bunkers. There's a guy in snake corner, there's a guy in snake insert, and they're basically just shooting their guns. Neither one of them is really looking like they want to go forward. They're both on their knees. There's a guy across the field with their
So, Rick, we just talked about a standard breakout. Well, there's a defensive standard breakout and an offensive standard breakout. Oh, major penalty going to be assessed on the Iceman right now, and that is going to completely decimate their snake side from center over to snake side. 3 bodies come off from the major. The guy that shot and 2 more, and then they're going to have to do a desperation fill out wide here. It looks like he makes it clean.
Great fill out there by the LVP Iceman player there. Really heads up paintball.
So just 2 bodies left for the Iceman. He's going to continue to fill out here on the snake side. He's going to make it clean. So
great fill, man.
Yeah, that's great, because what that is going to enable the Iceman to do, it's a risk. When you just lost 3 bodies on one side, somebody obviously got shot over there, and he played on all the other penalties, but you know you're going to be running out in the guns. But if you don't get out wide,
you're definitely going
to lose that point, barring a major on them or something crazy.
And the way I look at it is, when it's a 2-on-5 or whatever, or 2-on-4, you're supposed to lose that point. So take that risk, get out there, and at least give yourself a chance to win that point. Because if you stay home long enough, you're not going to win.
And if you've been beating them, okay, yeah, you spotted a point because of the major. But if you've been beating them 5-on-5, who cares? You're fine. You're back to 5-on-5, and it's all good. But now they get out, they chew a body up. The biggest point for this, when you do have a decent lead and there's still decent amount of time on the clock as well, is burning that clock.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you get out wide, this great move from this Iceman player over here, it just now, even if they lose this point, which they may not because they've already got a couple kills,
He's at least got them a minute or a minute and a half.
Exactly, yeah. So now, thanks to him, Sauceman able to make it out here. I believe that says Sauceman on his back.
Yeah, it does. There's 2 or 3 Saucemans on there. Sauceman. So it looks like there's 2 players left alive, as we know, for LVP Iceman. And I can see 2 Proedge players alive. There's the center tower that's kind of on the Drio side, and then there's the snake corner. But it looks like, again, it's a 2-on-2, Maddie, and it looks to me like the Icemen are playing defensively. I mean, excuse me, the Proedge guys are playing defensively. They're crossed up between the tower and the snake corner as if they were up on points, not down on points.
But the body is going to be getting shot out of his spot from the inside D1. That leaves just this heroic player over here on the snake side who made the couple desperation fills out to slow this game down. Yeah,
it's a 3-on-1. It was a 2-on-3 that one time. Yeah, this guy definitely gave his team an extra maybe minute and a half, 2 minutes, Maddie.
Yeah, I think it's a good 2 minutes because now we're down to 4 minutes. So thanks to this back player over here, the big man, is able to get mobile. And even though they will now just have a 2-point lead, they're going to be under 4 minutes to play. So
he's going to be pissed when he goes back in the pits. Like, hey, man, who kept playing? I don't want to have to run out to that corner and save these points for us. If you get shot, just get off the field, bro.
Yeah, nice job by Sauceman. Well, that's what it says on his back. You never know. Guys wear your own jerseys. We're trying to give you your glory.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of those out there, so unless there's a big family.
Which is possible with paintball. Sometimes we'll get a team with 2 brothers.
Like the Johnsons. Uh-oh. Someone's got a gun. Referee's got a gun.
Well, we saw a gun penalty yesterday that just was absolutely horrible for the Houston zone.
It didn't sound.
Yeah, it didn't sound as bad as the Houston zone gun did.
72 balls a second.
Yeah, guys, got to make sure that your gun is on the correct setting. So he still has it.
Damn presence there, too. I'm trying to listen. It doesn't sound fast to me, but they might just be saying the trigger, it's engaging too quickly. You're supposed to have to pull it 3 times before it goes. They might be saying that it's going on the first or second pull.
Yeah, and anytime you see these gun penalties, it's just so tough. And yesterday, Houston zone looked like they were going to be beating the Killers, but I talked to one of the Houston zone players at the